That is the end of this match, and what an unbelievable match it's been. Ronnie O'Sullivan is so disappointed to have got himself back into it and played the one poor shot where he's winning off.
Come on, Barry.
6.
He will be buzzing inside, Barry. Undoubtedly the match of the championship so far.
10.
And the handshake comes. Barry Hawkins has done what he's not done for 14 years. Beat Ronnie O'Sullivan on the biggest stage of all, the Crucible at Dennis Sheffield. He's such a lovely guy, loves the Crucible. 2 semi-finals in the final in the last 3 years. Who would not say he might even win it this year?
God, that was tough, really tough. He threw everything at me really today. I mean, I don't know how he thought he played, but over the first 2 sessions, he didn't really miss anything, and I was so pleased to still be in front, and I felt good. I didn't miss much at all really. So and my safety was really good, and I was creating chances that way. So yeah, to finally get one over on him after like 14 years or whatever it's been, and after my last couple of performances against him is yeah, so pleasing.
Just goes to show that I was probably a bit ring rusty through probably not playing as much matches as the guys that are playing a lot, you know, 60, 70 matches a year. So that cost me. But I just want to wish Barry, you know, I want to say he played a fantastic match, and he deserved his win, and I wish him all the best for the rest of the tournament. It was hard because I felt like I was getting beaten to the punch a lot of the time. Unless I won it in one visit, I was losing all of them frames. So, you know, if I could have pinched a few of them, maybe it would have been a different story.
The pressures, it's just, you can't explain it. And I suppose playing Ronnie as well, I haven't beat him for so long, and such a big occasion. All eyes are on you, you know, there's nowhere to hide. So, yeah, the ticker can't take much more of it, that's for sure.
It was certainly dramatic last night. I don't know if you shared it with us about 11:15 last evening, but it's Hawkins who goes on, and Ronnie O'Sullivan, you'll remember, had that self-enforced media silence last week, didn't do any interviews, and this is what he had to say on that situation.
Yeah, listen, I want to thank everyone that's been, you know, I'm trying to think of the word, supportive, if you like, in my reasons for not coming. Barry Hearn, World Snooker. It was uncharacteristically for me to do that. I wasn't fit enough to come and face you guys. I'll openly admit that. I'm not going to sit here and lie and pretend, you know. So, you know, I'm an arrogant guy, and you know, I shirk my responsibilities. I take my responsibilities very seriously, and you know, I needed them 4 or 5 days, and the people that have helped and supported me over them 4 or 5 days, they know they are, and I want to thank them very much. That's all I really want to say. I'm not going to go into detail, but let's just say out of something negative, I feel like something positive's come, and hopefully I can continue to play. You know, I'll be honest with you, I find the responsibility and the pressure that I put on myself and what the media put on me as a snooker player. Sometimes I wish I had the John Higgins kind of approach, where you can kind of go under the radar but still a world-class player. I don't have that luxury. The bookies, the media had already decided before I come here that I was going to win it, and sometimes that's a very difficult pressure to deal with, especially when you put a lot of expectation on yourself as well. So I don't always handle that well, and certain tournaments I find a bit more difficult than others, and this is certainly one of them. But I feel like I've had the support of certain people, and hopefully I can manage this event better in the future.
Well, he's clearly had a lot on his mind over the last few days, and we hope that he gets some of those issues resolved. Jason, can you appreciate the pressure of being the sports figurehead that he seems to be under?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, these guys are in the public domain all the time. There is no privacy in their world, so to speak. You know, they're on television, they're in the newspapers, and it's not just here. This event going to 88 countries around the world. That's attached to social media. It's attached to online digital footage. I mean, it really is a public life, and respect for Ronnie there. I thought he spoke very well after his match yesterday. He was very complimentary towards Barry Hawkins, and quite rightly as well. It was a great match, and yeah, respect for Ronnie, and you know, we look forward to seeing him again next year.
Well, Ken, Steve, you both know what it's like to have been right at the top of the sport and being the media darling. You've known what it's like to dominate in particular, Steve, for years and years. How do you square that? How do you manage to keep yourself together and maintain those standards when there is a huge amount of scrutiny and pressure on you?
Tough. When you are the one that everybody's sort of like gunning for, and also lots of people are asking you for interviews. I mean, like, it's tough to be doing everything for everybody and then still play the game. And I remember being a different animal back then. I was much more of a diva back in those days.
I doubt that very much.
Hard to believe. I
Much more of a diva now, I would suggest.
Any of the, I mean, we know the BBC crew, they're going around, and all the BBC crew, they go up to the players, to do us a favour, can you do this interview? And the players go, yeah, lovely, OK. Back then, I was no all the time. I was really awkward to deal with. I'd say, look, no, it's just about the snooker. I don't want to be jumping through hoops. So I know exactly what Ronnie feels like. So it's tough. I think the modern day players cope with a lot. I think they do very well, better than I think I ever did with it. Although, and there was time, but during the event, beforehand and after, yeah, OK, but during the event, you are so uptight.
And there seems to be many more demands on players because there are many more outlets, not least social media. There's so many other television, radio, so many commitments that the top players now have to fulfil.
Yeah, absolutely, it is quite tough. I mean, I wasn't in the same situation as Steve or Ronnie O'Sullivan, but I think you know that you have some sort of commitments to the media and to the press that you have to do. Like,
you would have had it back in Dublin, though, in Ireland, yeah?
Yeah, I suppose, but you know, you have to do a little bit, and I suppose sometimes it can come on top when, you know, you can't fulfil every interview or you know, every sort of media request. It's impossible, you know, and you have to, particularly at this event, your time has to be guarded, you know, because you have to focus on what you have to do, which is go out and pop balls. You know, you're not here to just give interviews all the time. The most important thing is trying to get out and pop more balls than the other guy and try and win your matches.
And on that score, I mean, Ronnie's saying in that interview clearly he hopes to manage the situation a little better in future years, which obviously is tremendous because he's clearly wanted to come back here. But a lot of commentators have been saying, is his time over here? Because you look at the last 3 years, final, quarter-final, last 16. There was one tweet came out today, Snookerbacker says, I can't help thinking he's going to be stuck on 5 titles now. Wonderful enigma, but he's nearing the end of his crucible days now. And there's been a lot of talk like that. It's an interesting discussion point. What do you think, Jason?
Well, it is, but I mean, you know, the one thing Ronnie's got going for him is he's very fit. He looks after himself, he's running, he's fit. You know, I think he could go on for a number of years yet. And, you know, he's certainly, for me, I think he's got more world titles left in him.
What do you think, Ken?
I don't think he's over. No, not by a long shot. As Jason said, you know, he looks after himself. He hasn't sort of burnt the candle at both ends. And as long as he wants it, it's up to Ronnie, really. It's his desire to continue playing, however long that will be for. But I think on any day, he is the man, you know, to beat.
A 6th title, do you reckon? He'll match you?
Well, it's impossible to say, but one thing Ronnie's got in his armoury is the amount of talent he's got, and that talent stands you in good stead the older you get. Whether he can get to 7, Stephen Hendry's, Stephen probably rubbing his hands again, you know.
No doubt. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Always fascinating to chat to you. Thank you, Jason, for popping in.